San Diego. Hello to the rest of the world. Today we are in downtown San Diego. We're going to take a tour of the USS Midway. It is a decommissioned ship, decommed in 2004. So happy Veterans Day to all the veterans, the spouses, the dependents, and all of you who support veterans. Appreciate you guys. And let's step outside and take a tour of this beautiful ship located here in beautiful sunny San Diego. So the Midway is a decommed aircraft carrier. And since today is Veterans Day, it is free entry and enter. Alright, so I picked up a ticket for Salute to Service for Veterans Day. Now we're walking up the stairs and we're gonna hit the quarter deck. Alright guys, we're on board the flight deck of the carrier. So the flight deck is usually, if it's on deployment, you know, tons of aircraft flying off, landing, usually fly off here, come in the stern side. And then you also have, imagine underway, you have tons of naval personnel working here on the aircraft and doing things they need to do for what is called flight ops. You have the quarter deck right here, which is where the commanding officer of the ship sits and directs and is in charge of the ship. Then you have other crew who steer the ship and do other things to navigate the ship as well. We have a beautiful background of downtown San Diego with the ship. We have a cruise ship over here. And let's check out what type of booths are available since we are on this trip to the museum. Like samples of food. We have Dunkin' Donuts, Jimmy John sandwiches. Alright, we're gonna check a view from the flight deck of the carrier. So right over here they have Fleet Week going on, so you can board. You can see the two Coast Guard ships, and on the other side of this building right here they have a naval ship, cruise ship. We're taking a tour of the bay. Beautiful view of the bay. overboard is if someone falls overboard, or basically in a search for them. Or we also have drills while we're underway on deployment. They'll last about 1 to 2 hours, simulating that someone fell off over ship and we gotta pretend like we're rescuing them. Over here you have another beautiful view of San Diego Bay. Over here is Coronado. Over there is Coronado Base, North Island. So that is more of an aircraft base. And as you can see, you have CV-72. And these right here, these two ships right here are civilian ships. Usually they're supply ships or give fuel and oil while underway on deployment. And that's Coronado. It's Coronado over there. You have the Fish Market restaurant, a Bob Hope, and you have the famous kissing statue, and the bridge right there is the Coronado Bridge, leading you from San Diego to Coronado or vice versa. Let's actually head down to the stern of the ship and look at this amazing view that they set up for us to look at the water. It's good for taking photos of the bay and the surrounding areas of San Diego. And there, right there, is the anchor of the ship. Excuse me, this is actually in the bow of the ship. So yeah guys, just some quick information regarding the USS Midway. It was commissioned on September 10th, 1945. It served in several wars, and it was decommissioned here in San Diego April 11 of 1992. Remained in storage in Bremerton, Washington. And eventually in 2003, it was donated to the 501c3 nonprofit here called the San Diego Aircraft Carrier Museum. And the museum opened here in June of 2004. All right, cool. Dunkin' Donuts has a spin to win free gifts. Let's see what I get. Donuts for a year. Let's go again. I think I spun it too much. Frisbee. Cool, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Cool guys, I got a free Frisbee from the spin. They go ahead and find a kid to give it to. Health section over here, that's cool. So what this represents is a person in the air rating, or he's an airman. His job is an airman. So what he does is signal for the jet to take off on the flight deck. Now let's begin the tours of different aircraft that would be on a carrier. All right, guys, I know you've seen my content in the Air and Space Museum as well as NCIS Miramar. They have various aircraft there as well, and you can see that video. However, that's more designated for all of the various aircrafts that were in the military or currently in the military. These craft are more designated to planes that were in the Navy or in the Navy. So this right here is an A4 Skyhawk tag. See, they have the missiles. This is where they shoot out of. Fuel tank, fuel sludge. Missiles. Shooter attack. So this was eventually replaced by the FA-18 Hornets. You see all the various missiles and bombs that are on this aircraft. W115, that's the division that it's part of, and it is a E2 Hawkeye. They provide radar for ships. Like, and they have a simulator of what the cockpit would look like right here. How's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Another blessed day, brother.
Yeah.
They want a frisbee?
We're good. We gotta catch a plane. So
all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, take it easy. Another helicopter here. Huey gunship assault helicopter. Look at this. You have to shoot that M60, shooting missiles, other type of guns right here. So this is the one you would call in on Call of Duty. For all you Call of Duty heads. How's it going, sir? Another helicopter. Safety supplies the ships while underway. How's it going? Oh wow, cool. Hot in here.
You want your seatbelt on? I think you have to scoot down one.
3 each, so 1, 2, 3, about 15 people can sit inside.
You're caught on your Velcro. There you go. Ooh, go sit over here. This is a better seatbelt. 30 minutes.
Anti-submarine helicopter.
So this one was known, number 66 was known.
And it looks like you can go inside here as well, so let's take a look inside.
I mean, I could see if you put your foot down there.
It was like this because we put it on, but sleeping is fine. So we went away, but that's why it's
Another anti-submarine helicopter. And this is quite an interesting one. F-14 Tomcat. We got missiles right there, ready to shoot. So this is part of USS Enterprise. Pilot trainer. Awesome. Sorry. And this right here, FA-18 Hornet. Top Gun, but better. see if we can hear anything. Yeah, so guys, these would be the type of phones we'd call in on different areas of the ship. I forgot what they're called, my bad. It's been a while since I've been in the military. This right here is basically for ABH, and these would be the rates that move the planes around on the flight deck and or hangar bay.
Mấy ông bài diễn này không? Cái gì sao đó?
Này.
Cái từ lên cho họ.
Like, so it'd be like a cockpit of a plane. It's cockpit training. Alright guys, we're now on the stern of the ship. Since it is Veterans Day, you can see the memorial, so we'll go check them out when we're done with the tour of Midway. Beautiful view of downtown San Diego.
She only got that name when she married Papa. LSO platform.
Let's go on that. We can walk on the screen.
Oh yeah, let's go. I know that's how you do it in and out. So guys, the last question is, what's the name of the bright set of lights that keeps the pilots from crashing as they land? Hot dog, meatball, sausage, or hamburger. Well, how can food names?
So let's go take a tour of it.
Keep our ears and eyes open for this.
Watch your head. Yeah, it is super low.
This is where it pays to be short, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, Ellie, here, you missed this part.
You may have to, yeah, they walk out here and jump.
No, where's the parachute?
Allie, can you imagine if Dad were going to do right? She's crouching. See?
Here's a picture of the Midway when it was operational. This guy's on the center line, center ball right there. This is elevator 3 right behind us in the down position. These are F4 Phantoms parked over there. We always had F4s parked on the back end of the ship, and airplanes parked over here too. But you can see this guy right here, his wings are sticking into the landing area. They're not going to let him land because this is what we consider a foul deck. unless this guy moves out of the way real quick, and it comes an open deck, clear deck, they won't let him land. They'll have to wave him off. He doesn't have to go around. Okay, here we are. Get your carrier qual. Just concentrating on the center line, airspeed, and the meatball. All the way down to touchdown. Touchdown, full power. Full power. Stop. Throttles back. Hook up, get out of the landing. Okay? It's a 2-seat version of F-18. Backseater's taking this video. You can see the pilot's helmet up front. Touchdown, full power. Backseater's going to give a thumbs up to the ground crew. He's telling the ground crew this aircraft's good to go. We can rearm it, refuel it, and send it out. It's launched. Thumbs down. We have to put it on one of the aircraft elevators, send it down below to the hangar bay, hangar decks, and work on it down there. I was aboard Midway. We had 68 airplanes on board. Half of them were flyable. They're all on the flight deck. The other half are down below being worked on. Again, this is an F-18 landing on USS Enterprise, our first nuclear-powered carrier, which has been decommissioned.
We all have ties to the military. My husband's a Marine, which is also part of the reason why I was saying happy birthday to the Marines. So it's really amazing that you all are out here with your support. So we thank you again. And yeah, we have fantastic weather today. It is great at the coast. The weekend's going to be awesome. So whatever you're doing outside of this to celebrate Veterans Day, it looks good. It looks fantastic. So we're on board the USS Midway. We'd like to thank the USS Midway Museum for the partnership that's going to make this entire event come to life. It already really has. I think it's just getting started, really, people starting to come in. So it's going to go throughout the afternoon as well. So this is fantastic for those who are celebrating Veterans Day because we have just such an amazing Chula Vista High School choir that's about to come up and join us on stage to sing our national anthem. So thank you to the Chula Vista High School choir. You all look amazing. Love the dresses, love the suits. Can't wait to hear you guys sing. Thanks so much for being here.
Sing along as your specific branch is called. We are going to perform a salute to service, and we invite you to stand and sing along when you hear your branch.
So this is the men's restroom, very similar to what it'll be on the actual carrier or ship. It is called a head in the military, but obviously because it is a museum now, they made it nice, but very, very similar to what it would look like. Yeah, the only difference is I didn't see a shower, so in our heads there would be showers for us to shower to while in port or on deployment as well. All right, let's go try to take a tour of the island. This way, hopefully we can see something, but this is where you head up to where the captain's office is. So look at these. At an angle these stairwells are. So yeah, imagine having to go up these all day, every day. And now when you become a veteran, your knees and back and feet hurt. So what that is, it lets you know what division you're at and what part of the ship that you are located on, in case there's a medical emergency or some type of issue going on. And we have more. Go up and we'll meet you on the top. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Alright, so looking at flight ops. Observing flight ops.
Well, good morning, folks. My name is Ken. I'm going to be your guide here for your little tour through the island. The head of the air department always comes here after having had command of the Tailhook Squadron. So he's a very senior commander, very experienced. We call him the air boss. He does have an assistant, same qualifications, but he gets tagged as being called the mini boss. The mini, though, back in Midway's day, if all goes well, he can expect to move over and become the boss when the boss moves on to his next assignment. Long hours for these two on days when we're flying. Typical flying day ran anywhere from 12 to 16 hours. They come up a little ahead of time, they're here a little bit afterwards, so on the days when we're flying, they're basically here for the duration. We also have some enlisted people who come up and they stand watches here. First one mans the status board. It's on hinges. Once the boss and the mini are seated, it swings out here behind them. The young sailor then keeps that board up to date, stands behind the board and writes backwards, so it is not interfering with the view from the boss's side of the board. Another one mans this console. Very important. This sets a unit on the far side of the flight deck called a Fresnel lens. We send a beam of light back after the ship. Pilots use that as a visual guide so if we're coming into land. Tells us if we're a little high, a little low, right on. But it does have to be set differently for each type of aircraft. Very good right there. This is middle stop on our island tour. We call this the chart room. Navy doesn't have maps. Navy has charts. On display here to my left, Tokyo Bay, Yokosuka, Japan. Important to us on Midway because Midway was home ported in Yokosuka the last 17 years of her commissioned service. To my right here, San Diego Harbor. And then under the plexiglass there, Subic Bay in the Philippines, another very common stop in the Western Pacific for Navy ships. This department would be headed by the navigator. Again, the navigator on an aircraft carrier is always a naval aviator or naval flight officer, very senior commander with an assistant. But the everyday life, keeping track of the everyday life of taking care of the direction of the ship or the places where the ship is, was done primarily by an enlisted rating called quartermasters. Quartermasters and some of the other U.S. services work in supply. In the Navy, though, they work here in navigation. Before the days of GPS, we kept track of the ship's position using three fundamental methods. The first one, we called it pilotage. If we were inside of land, we would designate certain landmarks, send those quartermasters out, and then on the mark of whoever the senior watchstander is here, on his mark, each of those quartermasters takes a bearing, which is a signed landmark. The ship is on that bearing. We come down here, we plot those where they meet on my chart. We're going to call that a fix. That's where the ship was a couple of minutes ago when we took those bearings. Accuracy for pilotage ran on average around 100 feet. Midway's 1,000 feet long. plenty good enough for government work. We could do that same thing at night or in bad weather with radar, as long as we could lock onto those landmarks. Same kind of accuracy. But of course, eventually we get out to sea where there are no landmarks. And so the second method was celestial navigation. Under the plexiglass there, that black unit is a sextant. There's a picture of one here on the Yokosuka chart. Around dawn or dusk being the best time, because we have to have a horizon. We use that sextant to measure from the horizon up to the celestial bodies, the stars that we've selected for this exercise. And we need to have a very accurate time map. We need to know the exact time we take those readings. We come down here then, go through some calculations to come up. We're going to call them lines of position instead of bearings. But again, where those lines of position meet on my chart, that's where the ship was. Well, maybe 12 to 15 minutes ago when we started this exercise, but out in the open ocean, really not an issue. And accuracy for celestial at its very, very best was probably in the neighborhood of maybe 1 to 3 miles. Eventually we come up with radio navigation all the way back here on the San Diego chart table. Those last 2 rectangular gray boxes back there could receive radio signals from a system around the world.
We're now heading to the bridge where the commanding officer and the XO are, and the navigators and plenty other rates in the Navy.
As we're coming onto the bridge here, if you look across the bay there, CVN 72, USS Abraham Lincoln, one of 11 nuclear carriers in the U.S. fleet these days. Comparing Midway to those newer ships, they're about 100 feet longer than Midway. When their air wing is on board, they have a crew very close to 5,000.
So this is Coronado Island, San Diego. This is what navigators would use to navigate the boat. This is where the navigating officer would sit. Captain would give orders to what I did down below decks for engine revolutions for us to speed up or slow
I got
down.
another group coming in, sorry, but everyone's going to have to
Captain would
exit.
sit.
When the ship's in port, he has to entertain senior Navy.
Captain's room. We're gonna start heading to the hangar bay. So the hangar bay is where they usually store the planes. This is where they keep the planes while we are on deployment. I believe this is a model of the Midway. The hangar bay is pretty big enough for the military personnel and for planes to be stored and worked on while we're on deployment. Look at the size of that ship compared with the size of this. Big difference.
I think a storage is probably
So the jet shop looks like jet shop is a gift shop. So what this would be on the carrier would be, I forgot what rating it's called, but basically where they would fix planes and the equipment of planes. So I think they were called ABEs if I'm not mistaken. So if you are a Navy active duty or veteran, you're watching this, please write in the comments what your job was. It's been many years since I've been in the military and it wasn't my rate, so I wasn't too familiar with it. And they turn this into a cafe so you can get food while you're waiting. And you have options to eat. So over here would be like a flight simulator, as if you were flying on a plane, a jet. $20 for 2 riders. Here you can take some photos. Photo op. Another VR flight simulator. And we got more aircraft, so I'll take you around the hangar bay. That's my ship. Life vests or man overboard, so in case someone fell off the ship, you have a fire hose in case there's a fire. So this purple thing right here is like a JP5 system. So JP5 is usually for jet fuel for the planes.
Was a prime location for a showdown between the massive Imperial Japanese.
That's an airplane.
Steam accumulation.
Steam accumulation.
We still run on steam, if we could. Matter of fact, all ships run on steam. Even if they tell you it's nuclear, it's not nuclear. What we did was we had this much as fuel to heat the water that we use. We have to refuel it every 3 to 5 days.
Commander McCluskey retired after 30 years in the Navy at the rank of Rear Admiral. Anson Ernest, United States Navy. Anson Ernest was the only surviving pilot of Torpedo Squadron 8's Midway Island detachment. Flying one of 6 new Grumman Avenger TBF-1 aircraft, Ernest and 5 other pilots plunged in.
Oh, yeah. Just
On the ship they have a bookstore.
Sure.
Just go ahead and check it out and see what kind of interesting books that they may have. Books of the Titanic, A lot of books of the Midway. And he's also selling these posters. Here's just the different medals that the ship earned to kind of battle against other ships. George Bush is playing when he was a naval aviator. George H.W. Bush. This area all right here, where you see all these tables and chairs and beautiful people, are for the elevators. So as you can see, basically it allows the aircraft to come from the hangar bay after being worked on, going up to the flight deck so it can observe flight ops, and back down in case it needs to be worked on again. This area right here is usually designated for smoking sponsons. So if you want to take a smoke break while on deployment or in port, you can take a smoke break right here. Or sometimes it could be where you may throw your trash overboard in the middle of the ocean as well. Same thing over there, you're gonna have probably a smoking sponson as well. Either one could be a smoking sponson or not. Look at this amazing view of San Diego Bay and Harbor.
We're all right here.
And as you can see, here's where the elevator goes up, and you can see where the planes have to go to continue their flight off. Now let's head down to where my job was in the Navy engine room. the galley and the laundry room and see what other cool things we can tour on the Midway.
And we missed the chapel too. Is the chapel the same where the medical is?
So,
No.
Here's where one of the galleys were. Different foods they would serve. You have the cooks, or called CS now, serving you your meal. These are the trays that you would use. So on the carrier, I know they had a forward and an aft mess hall. So this is just the P-way walking around the ship. You can see this is where S2 division, supply division office would be. Close to the galley. So this is probably where the officers would sleep. Drop off some mail. You can see how narrow these P-ways are. So, for example, in my camera here, like I'm on the opposite end of the P-way, almost a full arm's length away. So up here looks like will be the chaplain office and special ops. Like that. So I believe this is where the chaplain would sleep. His quarters, and behind it is the ship's chapel. See, they had chaplains giving services for every type of religion that you are. Sailor cleaning. This is where the XO, the second in command officer's office is, and where he would sleep. Let's go ahead and check out his stateroom. You see he has a phone here for people who need to get a hold of him. There's his bed. Plenty of space to hang his uniform, closet space, drawer space, his own TV, his own bathroom or head. All day they had to use the typewriters. So it's probably be his the XOs, basically like secretaries or admin that would work for him. Firefighting station to fight fires. So this will be the officers' quarters or mess hall where they would eat. So we can serve enough for officers while they're off duty. Because most of them will be standing watch or doing what they have to do.
Oh, this is cute.
And here's the kitchen for where the cooks would cook for the officers.
I would check myself in every mirror.
And this would be the other galley, officers' mess. This is the lower ranking officers' mess. The other one was the higher ranking officers' mess. Okay. TV. Desserts how you serve. This looks like it's probably an ice cream machine, coffee machine, different milk. So you put like the milk cartons inside to keep it cool, and ice.
They have TV.
Officer's barber shop. The ship barber would cut their hair. They have one for enlisted as well. Different hours that they're open. Just the officer wardrobe lounge.
An aircraft carrier is a great
Pretty
place
big.
to bring all your skills together as a supply officer because there's such a large fast-moving operation. You get to see all the kinds of things.
Maybe the, oh yeah. The laundry room. Alright, now we're heading to the laundry room. Sweet. Do they even have a schedule? This is where they would do the ship's laundry, the crew's laundry. Put in these big old washers and dryers. And then, oh, and then you can press them to your uniforms. That's awesome. Look at how old these are. There's another press room. Multiple press rooms. So yeah, when I was in too, guys, they had this as well on the carrier, as well as they had our own laundry room where we can do laundry too. So there was sometimes a waiting list, and you had to get called or you just have to stand by. But because my hours were horrible, my laundry most of the times underway would be, if it was like personal items, it would be in a bucket with some soap and a wrench. Good times. And you have sewing machine. And these are the big bags that we would put like our military uniforms into, and everyone in the division would put your uniforms in that you'd wear on watch to have it washed, and then eventually when done they would make a phone call for you to come pick it up. And right here is the NCIS office, the Naval Criminal Investigation Services. So if you were under investigation while in the Navy or Army, they would be watching you. You would take a shower, very similar. Command Master Chief's office. We got his own quarters as well. Continue down the P-way. And here's another angle of the restroom or head. Hello.
Right. Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Alright. Say there's cleaning during like cleaning stations. Possibly.
Okay, so 2 things right in there.
Now we're on the other side of the galley. We saw the original when we first came in.
Oh my god!
Different pots that they would cook in.
You're mixing something. No, that's a faucet.
Sinks. Fryers. They would fry your food.
We're on the other side.
Wait, there's a chicken.
Here's where they would bake. You can see ham and turkeys and different foods. So it was awesome. Every time we're on deployment for like Thanksgiving, we'd have a Thanksgiving meal prepared for us, and I appreciate the cooks on the ship for serving us. And the commander. Here's sort of a menu and cooking book they would follow. Beef stew, maybe beef stew, and some meatloaf. Bunch of desserts, and vegetable lasagna. The weapons elevator shaft. This is usually where like the AOs, sometimes torpedo man would work and send weapons up to be loaded on the aircraft. And these are just the enlisted uniforms that we wear. Our dark blue is usually worn in the winter time, and summer whites, which you're gonna see right here. that were worn in the summer times and spring times. And we have a different Navy and Marine rank of seniors. Navy veteran?
Yep.
Thank you. What'd you do, sir? What's your rate?
I was a
So since I was in engineering, a machinist mate, that's what my job insignia was on my uniform. That's what I would wear on my uniform. And I also worked on the boiler rooms too, but they changed it later on to machinist mate. That's one of the locker inspection. Because similar to what our locker would have to look like, and our clothes had to be folded. As you see, we don't have a lot of space. And like I said, these are the uniforms that we would wear. And then here's the dungarees. So dungarees were stopped being used sometime in the late 90s. So when I was in, I didn't have to wear dungarees anymore. As you can see, that's where the AOs, the aviation ordnance, fixing and making the bombs would be, and this is the elevator where they would send it up. And as you saw, the elevator that we saw over here is where they would send it up to the hangar bay or flight deck. More tables. We have sick bay here, battle dressing station. So battle dressing stations would be if there's someone was seriously injured during operations while on deployment. They would go there and be taken care of by our ship's corpsman. And now we're gonna head down to the Chief Petty Officer Lounge, Mess, and Galley down these stairs right here. So usually when we're on deployment, we would have to run down those stairs fast instead of walking like I'm doing. Just move, move, move. But yeah, here's the Chief Petty Officer Barber. You can see the chiefs can get their hair cut while on deployment as well. Office. Looks like the Chief's Lounge. Yeah, Master Chief with his cup. probably where the supply chief office would be. And here's the chief mess. You can see they have chief, senior chief, master chief. Basically where the dishes would be cleaned. And this right here would be one of the enlisted sailors mess hall. Yeah, posters as well, cereal boxes. Where the sick bay and dental would be. Down here. Let's go check it out.
Advanced critical care. One stabilized ICU patients were evacuated to shore or a hospital ship. Sometimes you got really sick on here.
Plenty of beds here. Another head. About 6.5 bunk beds. Then you have the operating room, sick bay general.
long time. This is military. Could have been one of these two rooms, or a few rooms here. That's where I got my film filled.
Hey guys. Scuttlebutt. Cool. That's where you're like our water fountain. I've seen enough. Down in the engine room. Alright, so here's the post office. Different because on the Kitty Hawk, ours was above the main deck, but it's okay. It's cool how theirs is next to the galley. I like that.
Anybody know how to get out of here? Back to the flag deck?
I think over here to the right and up. Different parts. So this might be the MR's machine repairman, I'm thinking. Sheet metal shop. So yeah, our division, repair division.
It's past noon. You said we'd be home by noon.
Well, because we're taking the time.
Machinery repairman and HTs, the whole techs at work. Basically like the welders of the ship. Let's go ahead on to the engine room. This is where I work, guys. Good times.
It's nice as they put chairs in or
Yes,
benches.
yes.
You know?
Yes.
You don't want to sit on the floor when I'm tired.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really quiet, guys.
Yeah.
Usually when I go down to work in the boiler room, it'd be super loud already walking up. And hot, yeah. Super hot and loud. And we'd work about 6 on, 6 off. Sometimes 6 on, 6 off with a 6-hour work day. Fun times. So this boiler room is a lot different than when I was in. This takes you to the lower level. So down there is like bilges, you have pumps, everything related to the boiler room. Propeller shaft, so that's what makes the screw of the propeller of the ship, that makes the ship move in the ocean.
Yes, it does happen.
You lose, if you lose your electrical load on a ship, this is why you don't use electric pump. You lose electrical load on the ship, you lose I would.
So that
Normally,
where the rudders can go from.
What do you want?
Got it.
Thank you.
What's that? That's my stern throttle.
Yeah, the throttle man.
Backwards. I open that.
So did you serve on Midway?
I served it.
Oh, like the same engine on.
Same thing.
What years did you serve?
68 and 90.
And here's like where the ventilation would come in from the ship. Even though it's super hot in here. The ventilation really doesn't help because on average it can be anywhere between 90 to if you're in the pump area about 110 to 120 degrees. It's super hot for no reason. So it looks like we're in number 3 engine room. This is the main condenser. So basically, salt water gets sucked in from the ocean down there into it, keeps it cool. That's how we get water and through the other pumps for steam through the ship, and basically we're like the heart of the Navy. Without us, nothing would properly operate. And for us on the Kitty Hawk, we actually had a operating booth where the machinist mate, throttle man, console operator would operate instead of outside in the open like this. This is the main engine control. So according to the gentleman who volunteers here, who used to be the chief engineer, he said this used to be down below decks where we just were, but for the museum purposes they brought it up here. And then here's the air conditioning plant. So basically what this room does is they give all the orders to all the different engine rooms, and the commanding officer gives the orders to us about what we need to do as well. Hello. Welding shop. So basically the welders, or they call it HTs, hole technicians in the Navy. This is what their working space would look like. And let's go ahead and on over to the ship's brig. And here's the ship's brig. And as you can see, the sailor's in handcuffs, so you must have done something really serious to be in the brig. Sail. Shower, toilet, and the sink. Good, how you doing? These are great. Good to hear.
Yeah.
These are for like breathing emergencies.
Oh boy.
Yeah, in jail.
How you doing in there, Bailey? Oh wow, dude.
So there you go. It's kind of like jail.
U.S. mail. Whoa.
Ship's jail.
I wonder how many they would have. I mean, was this entirely full? 5 children?
They got a slightly.
I don't know.
Oh, you going up this way? I want to be on this top right here.
He's in jail.
I don't want to. I definitely want to be in the back
So
over
this
there.
is like our
the wall comes in
Berthing for
further.
engineering department.
Jeez,
How good are you doing? So this is what our berthing would similarly be like, and they call these coffin racks. Good times. So see how small of a space you have to put your stuff, and how small of a space you have to sleep. And then you also have lockers you can put your gear into. You can see they have lights and an outlet.
You need the little tin can.
Nobody knows.
Poor bones and all the beds moved up. And this is where they kept all these.
There's a lounge. This is a small berthing.
You just said Galley, but I'm not having this right.
Thank you. Yes.
Exit.
Right?
Thank you.
But there's nothing we can do. Like, you guys have to make a decision.
We did ask you guys, right?
Everyone, that concludes the tour of the USS Midway here in downtown San Diego. Appreciate y'all watching for this video. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans again. Much love. Peace.